What's up, you guys? Today I am back with another skincare review, and as you've already read in the title, I'm going to be covering all of the face masks I have tried from Origins. Origins has been very highly requested, and as you guys know, I'm kind of trying to slowly work through all the brand reviews you guys want to see, so I figured the face masks from Origins was a great place to start. Before we get into it, everything mentioned in today's video will be linked in the description box as always, and I also want to let you know that Origins is sponsoring today's video, and in case you missed my video a couple weeks ago, I wanted to remind you that the new Clear Improvement Pore Clearing Moisturizer is now available at Origins, Ulta, and Sephora for $34. It contains charcoal to absorb any impurities and salicylic acid to dig deep into your pores. It is a fantastic moisturizer if you deal with blackheads or breakouts because it will clear up your skin, but it will also prevent new blemishes from forming. I love this moisturizer because it's a really nice balance between hydrating, but it also detoxifies my skin and keeps my skin from getting too oily, so I can be confident that my makeup isn't melting off throughout the day. Once again, the new Clear Improvement Moisturizer will be linked down below. If you are shopping on origins.com, you can use the code SARI20 for 20% off your order and free shipping. Let's go ahead and get into the masks. So while we are already on the topic, let's just kick things off by talking about the Clear Improvement face masks. We have to start off with the original activated charcoal mask because this is the first product I ever tried from Origins and definitely what got me hooked on their face masks. So a couple general notes on why I love the masks from Origins. First of all, they come in 75 milliliter packaging, so their masks last you forever. You truly get so many applications out of these tubes, and most of the masks I'm going to be talking about today are $34. I think there's two that are like $45 to $48, but in general they do tend to be more affordable than other high-end brands with their masks. They are also always very easy to remove, like even their clay masks rinse off very easily, so there's never any like scrubbing or abrasive tugging or anything, which I always greatly appreciate. So this mask contains an ultra purifying and detoxifying blend of active charcoal, kaolin, and bentonite clays. Charcoal is used for its ability to majorly absorb impurities. Think of a Brita water filter or like a filter for a fish tank. This is like a filter for your skin basically. When you let this mask dry and wash it off, it works like a magnet and it takes any excess impurities, bacteria, oil, dirt, debris, etc. with it, so it's definitely a really great option for oily or acne prone skin. It's pretty standard feeling. Like when I think of a clay mask, this is what I expect. It is a little bit creamier than some other clay masks I've tried, and it does kind of spread over the skin easier, but it gives you that traditional like tight, can't really move my face or emote kind of feeling. Like I said, it's not hard to remove, but in general, something I like to do when I'm using a clay based mask, I will take my face cloth and I will soak it with warm water, wring it out, and then I will just kind of lay it over my face for about 10 seconds because this just kind of helps to rehydrate and soften up the mask once it has dried. It also kind of like lightly steams your face, so it's great for your pores. Or I will take like any kind of beauty water and just spritz my face with it. It just makes it even easier to remove, so that's just a little tip. I would primarily recommend the original Clear Improvement mask to those of you with more oily skin types. It does leave your skin feeling very clean, and if you do have more like dry to normal skin, then I can definitely see it being a bit drying, especially if you are looking for a mask you can use all the time. You guys know I have more combo skin now, and my favorite mask from Origins is actually the newer charcoal honey mask from their Clear Improvement line. I was so excited when I received this mask last summer because I did love the original Clear Improvement mask when I was younger, but now my skin has changed, you know, post Accutane and everything, but I still wanted those kind of detoxifying benefits, but I found myself reaching for that mask less and less and just going for masks that were a little bit more nourishing and not quite so mattifying. Enter the charcoal honey mask. You still get the amazing benefits of the charcoal, but it's cushioned with another wonderful ingredient. You guessed it, it's honey. On top of being moisturizing, honey is also super antibacterial. It's healing, it's a humectant. This is such a fantastic mask if you have acne prone skin, especially if you aren't in love with the idea of traditional clay masks, whether that's because you're not so oily or if you are like me and your skin hasn't typically responded that well to traditional acne treatments. I definitely do reach for this mask more in the warmer months when my skin tends to need a little bit more of a detox, but I've been using it consistently year round since I got it last August, and like I said, it is my favorite mask from Origins. Since it does have the added honey, it is a little bit thicker than this guy. I think you can probably tell in the clip of me wearing it. It does still dry down like a clay mask though, but it's a little bit looser. It's not quite as tight, like I can still move my face and everything a bit easier with this one on. And they've also added this like really beautiful golden luster, so it looks really pretty, which doesn't really matter, but you guys know I do a lot of face masks, so I always appreciate a mask that has some kind of interesting or unique quality. Next is the Out of Trouble mask to rescue problem skin. So this is Origins mask that is specifically designed to target breakouts, but it is also supposed to mattify and slough off dead skin cells. The key ingredients that you need to know about in this mask are zinc, camphor, sulfur, and salicylic acid. A lot of people who actually struggle with acne are deficient in zinc. In skin, it helps balance out your oil production, it's also anti-inflammatory, and it helps heal wounds and prevent infections. The camphor gives the mask this kind of unique medicinal smell. It does also have a faint sulfur smell, so if you are sensitive to scents, definitely try and smell it first if you are able to. Camphor also can be irritating for some people, so in general I'd say it's just a good mask to get a sample of beforehand. I have used this mask dozens of times. I have also used other products with camphor and I've never personally had any issues, and you guys know I do have extremely sensitive skin, but everyone's skin is different, so if you are sensitive, always be on the safe side, of course. But it's another ingredient that is actually used for healing the skin and preventing infections. Sulfur is antibacterial, and sulfur actually dries out the uppermost layer of your skin cells, so that's where you get that exfoliating, sloughing action. Salicylic acid we've already covered numerous times. It's great for diving deep into your pores and really clearing them out. This is a chalky white mask. It dries to a very powdery finish, and just the general nature of the ingredients, this mask can be drying, so it's definitely not one that you want to overuse. I actually really like using this mask and recommending people use it as a spot treatment, so that way you can get a more targeted application if you are just struggling with breakouts in certain areas and not all over your face, so you're not unnecessarily drying out any areas that don't need these kind of benefits. I actually do occasionally use both of the Clear Improvement masks as overnight spot treatments because they're a little bit more gentle for my skin type, but this just packs more of a punch in my opinion. It's another great mask if you're looking for alternative acne fighting ingredients. This is actually a great, more affordable alternative to the Sunday Riley Saturn mask, which is almost double the price. It's not available everywhere and has a way more pungent smell. Our final mask in Origins kind of clay mask family is the Original Skin Retexturizing Mask with Rose Clay. I had sadly just parted ways with my last tube of this in my recent face mask declutter that I filmed because I realized that I had had it for 3 years and I had also used up most of it and it was starting to get a little bit dry, so I was like, okay, it's time to say goodbye to it. So I'm really excited to have a new one. I always think of calamine lotion when I use this mask because it's literally the exact same color, but it is another clay-based mask that fully dries down. However, this mask does contain a jojoba bead, so you get some gentle buffing action on the skin. Once again though, it is thankfully very easy to remove. One of my biggest pet peeves is when you get a mask that has a physical exfoliant that leaves tons of little granules like stuck to your face, so even after using a face cloth you have to like go to the sink and like try and splash it off and make a mess. It just drives me crazy. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the Origins Original Skin range because they developed this line specifically for people as young as their 20s as a proactive anti-aging line, and this mask in particular is meant to target one of the first signs of aging, which is lack of radiance and dullness. Rose clay tends to be more suitable for skin that is on the drier side, so if you are wanting to try a mask from this first half of the video and you do have normal to dry skin, this is probably going to be your best bet. You could also try the charcoal honey mask. The Original Skin products also contain an ingredient called Canadian willow herb, which is a very resilient plant and protective antioxidant that is used for its ability to reduce inflammation and redness caused by environmental factors. The effects of Canadian willow herb have actually been compared to hydrocortisone creams, but it's obviously a much more natural and health and skin friendly alternative, and it's also great for acne prone skin as well. Like I've said, I've used this mask pretty regularly over the past few years, and it's just a great combination of exfoliation but also a nice gentle but effective skin detox with the rose clay, and it just leaves your skin ultra radiant, smooth, and poreless. Alright, we are moving into some hydrating masks and just some different types of formulas. The first is the Hello Calm with cannabis sativa seed oil. We just recently got this in Canada, so I was really intrigued. I've kind of just just been watching the cannabis and CBD skincare trend from afar, been a little bit hesitant because in the past I haven't had the best experiences with hemp products for the body. They have typically actually caused me some irritation, and a big issue with the rise of popularity in cannabis skincare is that all kind of cannabis derived ingredients are being lumped together, but they are different, so that is very important to note. In the case of this product, the ingredient cannabis sativa seed oil is derived from hemp seeds, so it contains little to no cannabinoids. It is not the same as like a CBD oil. So once again, I was a little bit nervous given my history with hemp products, but I'm very happy to report this has not caused me any issues, and I've actually really been enjoying the benefits of it, so I'm definitely going to be more open to trying cannabis skincare in the future, which I know you guys will be happy to hear because you guys have been requesting that I talk about it more. When you're looking at cannabis sativa oil in skincare, it is used for its high content of omega-3 and 6 and its ability to just kind of de-stress and relax the skin. This mask has a nutritious, creamy, almost slightly oily consistency. It also does have a very pleasant herbal spa-like scent, so while it is kind of de-stressing your skin, it also does have like a really nice aromatherapy effect. It also has a very mild cooling effect that's just kind of like lingering in the background, which is good news for me. You guys know sometimes cooling masks are a bit irritating, but this is very subtle and it just leaves my skin feeling a little bit more revitalized. It leaves my skin feeling hydrated and refreshed, but it also completely calms any redness and leaves my skin tone so even, which I love. It has also been great for reducing inflammation on red, swollen, or tender breakouts. I'm a really big fan of this mask and I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Let's talk about the drink up masks. We've got the 10-minute hydrating mask and I also have the intensive overnight version. Let's go ahead and start off with this guy. Y'all already know I love a good cream mask, and come to think of it, this is probably actually the first cream mask I ever tried because I remember having a tube of this way back when I was like 19 years old. This mask started a love affair in my skincare life and I didn't even realize it at the time. First of all though, both of these masks smell so good. Like they're probably some of my favorite scents in skincare products. Like it's a very fruity, tropical, apricot mango kind of scent. I just love this mask because I feel like it is so fast and easy for some reason to just throw on a layer of it. I feel like I don't even need to leave it on for the full 10 minutes if I'm in a pinch because it absorbs so quickly. It is formulated with mineral-rich glacier water and hyaluronic acid. It really just gives your skin that perfect quenched hydration. It's an absolutely gorgeous product to use before you're going to apply your makeup. I was actually using this mask non-stop last week to kind of get reacquainted with it because I was at the cabin, so I was swimming in the lake using a ton of SPF, and this was the perfect thing to replenish my skin and keep my hydration levels up without clogging my pores or being too rich. It also contains rice bran, which is another ingredient I like to look out for because it resurfaces the skin, so it's also great for texture and pigmentation. So the intensive version is fairly similar. It does still contain glacier water and hyaluronic acid, but instead of the lighter apricot oil that you see in the 10-minute mask, this version is formulated with rich avocado, mango butter, castor oil, etc. I use this after my professional microneedling treatment, as some of you may recall. I also really enjoy using overnight masks when I know I'm going to be traveling. This one in particular works really well because it really retains moisture and keeps my skin from getting dehydrated for an extended amount of time. If I'm going to be flying or in the car for hours and I'm not wearing makeup, I will actually use this in the morning sometimes, and that way I know my skin is going to be covered that entire day and beyond, honestly. Side note, my mom is also a huge fan of both of these masks. She literally always steals them from me when we go to the cabin together, and like I said, we were there last week, so she was using the Drink Up 10-minute mask a lot as well, and I literally watched it transform her skin. My mom does have some health issues on top of just, you know, leading a very busy and stressful life, and we were joking about how her skin looked depleted. Like she said, she woke up and like she had a ton of new wrinkles that weren't there before, and this literally plumped up her skin so quickly and really gave her glw back. We only have 2 masks left, you guys. Let's chat about the Mega Mushroom Skin Relief mask, and then we will cover the peel off mask last. So this mask is designed to kind of fortify sensitive skin and soothe redness or irritation. This mask is actually quite runny. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that, but it's pretty liquidy. I would actually consider it to be a milk, which is definitely very unique for face masks, but it's very surprisingly hydrating given the texture, and it actually leaves more of like hydrating residue on the skin. I've mentioned this before, I like everything I've tried from the Mega Mushroom line. I think all the products are lovely, they all leave my skin feeling very nice, and in theory I should be the perfect candidate for the skincare line since I do have very sensitive skin, but for me, for some reason, these products just haven't been my end-all be-all in terms of soothing sensitivity. This mask contains reishi mushroom, which is actually touted as the herb of immortality in Chinese medicine. Mushrooms are also very rich in nutrients and antioxidants, and they promote cell regeneration. It's also formulated with sea buckthorn, which you guys know I love, but if I'm looking for a soothing, calming mask, I am more likely to reach for the Hello Calm mask over the Mega Mushroom. I know people with sensitive skin who absolutely swear by the Mega Mushroom product, so as always, take my opinion with a grain of salt, and if something appeals to you, definitely seek out other reviews and ultimately try it for yourself. I should also note that while I have used this mask a good handful of times, I have never used it on a consistent long-term basis. And a lot of times that is what it takes with these kind of resilience boosting products for sensitive skin, because one application isn't going to help your skin's barrier repair itself, so just throwing that out there. And finally, we have the Ginseng Peel Off mask. I'm actually a huge fan of the ginseng products from Origins. I think I actually used the moisturizer in my very first foundation routine on my YouTube channel. It was my go-to daytime moisturizer for a very long time, and I love the eye cream too for just like a nice light energizing boost. This mask does contain similar ingredients, of course, with the coffee and the ginseng to stimulate blood flow and boost your elasticity, and because it is a peel off mask, it does literally peel off dead skin and impurities. Not a painful peel off mask though, which is always really important, and it is also a really beautiful copper color. Sadly, this mask has such a high alcohol content. I didn't read the ingredients beforehand, and immediately when I started applying it for the first time, I was like, oh, this has a really strong alcohol scent. So I read the ingredient label, and it is the second ingredient. I assume it's there so that the mask dries really quickly, because this is definitely the fastest drying peel off mask I have ever tried, hands down. In less than 15 minutes, it's completely dry and ready to peel off, and it does peel off very evenly, but it stung my eyes and my nostrils. Origins, please reformulate this mask without the alcohol, because otherwise it was a fantastic product. It left my skin so even and glowy and supple to the touch, like I was literally blown away by the results, but I would rather have a mask that takes an hour to dry than a mask with a bunch of alcohol in it. And I think especially nowadays with the average consumer becoming more ingredient savvy, alcohol denat as a second ingredient just isn't going to cut it. That's where we're going to wrap things up, you guys. Once again, huge thank you to Origins for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out the description box for links to all the products mentioned, including the new Clear Improvement Pore Clearing Moisturizer. If you want to see this product in action and hear more about why I love it, I will link my other recent video in the description box down below. It is all about how to achieve the K-Beauty glass skin look. And if you are shopping on Origins.com, don't forget to use my code SARI20 for 20% off your order and free shipping. That is not an affiliate code, by the way, but I do use affiliate links in my description box, as you guys know. So huge thank you to anyone who clicks on them and makes a purchase, because it helps me bring you more content like this. But anyways, give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting or informative. Go follow me on social media. I'm at SariReanna on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe down below if you are new, but I will talk to you guys in the next one.